Oh my, what's going on? What's going on? Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Big Time Show. Good evening to everyone. Hello to everyone that is on Podbean. I see my man Glenn is in the house. Hey, Glenn, I see you done snuck in here, man. Appreciate you joining in. And hello to everyone that is on Facebook, YouTube, and to Periscope. This is another great night. We got a few things to talk about, but before we begin, as always, I'd like to give credit, of course, to my friend Alec X Winters, the person that you heard my theme music come from. You can follow him on Instagram. He has that type of music, young jazz artist. All you have to do is follow what you see on the screen, Alex X Winters, on Instagram, and you can listen to all the great music that he has. I also like to take this time to give recognition to our sponsor of the Big Time Show podcast, the Fragrance Shop Memphis Facebook page. Fragrance Shop Memphis at gmail.com is the email address that you will have. Listen, we're getting very close to Valentine's Day now. I'm not going to say you're running out of time, but we're getting close. Listen, if you really want to give something that's lasting to your significant other or to your spouse or whatever, you can get some very great cologne or perfume from the Fragrance Shop Memphis. That's in the Facebook page. All you have to do is type that in, go to it. I promise you they have everything that you need as far as fragrances goes there at the Fragrance Shop. Go ahead and do that. It's your convenience. We're running out of time. If you're living out of town, it's no big deal. It can get shipped to you rather quickly. So I hope that you would go ahead and consider the Fragrance Shop Memphis Facebook page. All you have to do is type it in. They will be able to take care of you. Listen, this is a fun time. I'm glad to share again with you guys tonight. For those that will be coming in. Hey, Wendy, I see you. Wendy said, well, yes, Dak said Wendy's left away. Yeah, well, it's no sense of me. Well, I tell you what, I do need to do one thing first before I do. I just want to make sure, because I don't want to jump in the middle of the street and get ran over. You understand? So I have to do one thing before I get started. Y'all should know by now what that is. Okay? Hey, yeah, I see you, Glenn. You're a little early, but you good, man. Just hang with me. Let me look at my phone. Yeah. Y'all look at y'all's too before we get started, because your phone may be a little bit, I got a new phone, a real good one. So, I just want to make sure before I start that the breaking news has not come back. So let me check again. Well, there it is. Dak Prescott still not signed. Ladies and gentlemen, by now, y'all, some of us just have to admit that really this situation to me can be summed up in just two words. Just two words. Those two words are totally ridiculous. That's all. That's the two words. That sums up this whole situation. I don't know if you know, we're in a real life soap opera. I mean, this is better than The Young and the Restless. Why I say that? Because it hadn't just started. This has been a 3-year soap opera. Same plot, same situation, and unfortunately, the same results. Dak still does not have a long-term contract. Wendy said it can be summed up in 3 words: slapped in the face. That's a good one too, because it's the truth. It's the truth. You can sum it up in 1 word: disrespectful. How about that? That's all of these fit into this soap opera that we are seeing. We have the same cast every week. Well, I mean, every year. We got Jerry Jones, we have Stephen Jones, we got Dak Prescott. It's the same plot, same storyline every. When you turn on ESPN, they can't even talk about the Super Bowl hardly because they got to squeeze in Dak Prescott. It's on Get Up every morning. It's on Undisputed. It's on First Take. These are the shows that everybody watch early in the morning if you're not at work. First Take, Undisputed, and Get Up on ESPN. All of them every day. It is the same story. Everybody has the same, just about the same. I want to say the same dilemma. The dilemma is, why is this man not signed? Nobody understands it. Nobody. The analysts don't understand it. Former players don't understand it. Nobody understands it. Nobody. Then we come to the fan base. And, when it comes to the fan base, as I told you guys before, it really depends on where you stand talking about Dak. I don't know. I see you, Wendy. It's a nightmare. Yeah. It all depends on where you stand. Is it if you don't like Dak, then you really not having a real problem with this. You really not. Because you probably think he don't deserve a contract. You think we should have left it a long time ago. If you side with Jerry Jones, then you like drama, because we all know by now that Jerry likes the attention to be on the Cowboys. And for sure, this is a situation that's bringing nothing but all type of drama and attention to the Cowboys. So this is not a surprise on that. Now if you, I see you, Gary. Hey, bro, Gary, my brother's in here, Gary. So listen, if you don't believe in Gary is saying what I've been telling everybody for 2 years, and that's another whole segment by itself, that Jerry Jones, I always say he don't fully believe in him. That's what I say. I don't believe that he fully believes in what Dak can do. As we've said so many times, when he came to Romo, he said he could believe Romo could win a Super Bowl. When he came to Dak, he said, I believe Dak can win us games. Y'all notice that difference. Super Bowl with Romo, you can just win games with Dak. So that ought to tell you by itself what he really thinks. And then if you're coming from the Dak perspective, the problem that I've had with Dak Prescott is that Dak is so much of a good guy. He's done everything by the book, no question about that. He's done things by. Hey Matt, good to see you, man. Hey Matt, what's going on? He's done things by the book, and he does not cause trouble. He does not. And it depends on how you look at it. I am on this side. You may not agree with me, but this is what I feel about it. I feel like Dak is just too nice. I believe that at some point, you have to stand up for what you believe in. You just can't let people run over you and dictate and all that kind of stuff, especially when you're in a position of power, when you have leverage, when you have all that type of stuff. You got to say something, because if you don't, they'll just treat you the way that they want to. Case in point, look how Dak has been treated for the last 3 years. Everybody on the team has gotten paid. I've never seen an organization pay everybody and then pay the quarterback last. Usually it's the other way around. It's usually the quarterback get paid first, and then the team makes adjustments from that point on. I haven't seen this. I haven't seen this before. I'm still seeing it. Hey, Glenn, I'm sorry, I'm just not popping back. Show 73 of still, 73 of still no Dak. Did I have that many shows, Glenn? I don't think I got that many, but yeah. See, Dak still not as a child who had to suffer through young and the restless, being better don't take much. Exactly. I don't see everybody got paid. The janitors got paid. The people that wash the uniforms, they got paid before Dak. The parking lot security, they got paid before Dak. The security for Jerry Jones, they got paid before Dak. The concession stand workers, they got a raise. They got paid before Dak. The players, everybody, practice players got a raise. I mean, good God, everybody got paid. And Dak still sitting on the sideline being a good company guy. I couldn't stand that, y'all. I'm built a little differently. I'm not knocking because, hey, Dak is gonna get his one way or the other. And you know, as everybody say, as a preacher like I am, I've told people throughout the years, hey, let the Lord fight your battle. Let the Lord fight your battle. Maybe that's what Dak is doing, but my God, sometimes you got to stand up because it just doesn't make any sense. And I'm saying in this instance, I get the salary cap thing, I get it, but the only conclusion I have is that they just don't believe in them. Okay? Now, the soap opera got a little juicy. I told you guys, didn't I tell y'all? Didn't I tell you guys that on Saturday when we had our last session together, I told you guys that between Saturday and Tuesday, which is now, something was gonna happen. Didn't I tell y'all that? That the saga is going to look. I want to talk about the draft. I want to talk about some of these players. I want to talk about position coaches. I want to talk about the Lakers. I'm more than just the Dallas Cowboys. I want to talk about the Lakers. I want to talk about golf. I want to talk about LeBron. I want to talk about some of these issues. I want to talk about some religious type issues. I want to talk, but that just keep pulling me back in. They keep pulling. They won't let me go. And case in point, something happened. Didn't I tell y'all was gonna happen? Y'all should know about it now because you done heard about it. You done heard about it by now. But just in case some of you haven't, and I doubt very serious because I got a whole bunch of cowboy fanatics in here. You already know where I'm going. There was a video that came out, a hype video, in which the Cowboys were saying that the 2021 season has now begun. Why? Because the Super Bowl has been played. The off season is now open. If you haven't seen the video, go to the Dallas Cowboys page and you will see it. But I'll help you if you have not. The Cowboys put out the video, 30 seconds. And the video showed plays and players from the Cowboys. From the past all the way up until now. There was Troy Aikman is in the video. Emmitt Smith is in the video. Up to now, I saw DeMarcus Lawrence in the video. I saw Amari Cooper in the video. I saw Ezekiel Elliott in the video. I saw Dalton Schultz. Yeah. I saw him in the video. I saw that. I saw it. But I didn't see somebody that was supposed to have been in the video. I mean, yeah, Glenn. I've been a Laker fan all my life too. Since I was this go back to 19. Oh my goodness. As soon as Magic got there, that was it for me. So I'm 1980 with the Lakers. 7 years old was fully aware of what's going on. I'm a Laker fan, so that answers your question exactly. But everybody was in the video except Dak Prescott. Y'all, by now, all of y'all, pretty much all of you have seen it. And I said to myself, what? That's all. That was my response. Like, huh? What? Huh? You gonna sit and tell me, y'all listen, I'm not knocking them, but I just want y'all to understand the gravity of what I'm talking about. You gonna sit and tell me that Dalton Schultz is in the video and Dak Prescott is not? I mean, who's throwing the passes to Dalton Schultz? Huh? I guess you can say, I guess you might say Andy Dalton, okay. But Dalton Schultz is in the video and Dak Prescott is not? What? Yeah, Gary. It was a subliminal message. And then Gary says also that it was blatant disrespect. I'm just wondering what you put. Wait a minute. You put Troy Aikman in it. I mean, and you didn't put the present quarterback in? Huh? What? Let me say it again, because I hope this is. You gonna tell me? I'm coming, Wendy. I'm coming. You gonna sit and tell me that Dalton Schultz? I mean, in essence, a backup tight end. Now Schultz had a solid year, changed a lot of people's mind about him. But he's a backup tight end. Blake Jarwin was healthy. Dalton Schultz wouldn't get what he got. We all know that. But you gonna put a backup tight. Where's your quarterback? Huh? So they knew they was wrong. They knew it was wrong. Or did they? Or let me throw that out. Or did they know they was wrong? That goes back to what Gary just said about blatant disrespect or subliminal messages. Gary said, I don't know if that was it was done. Cause see, let me just fast forward. I'm trying to stay somewhat in order here. I hope you guys can see that. I hope you guys can see it. But this is Derek Eagleton. If this is on your screen, let me know if you can see it on your screen, people. Talk to me. Talk to me if you can see it on your screen. Talk to me. Put a yes or something. Let me see. Talk to me. Let me know. But if Derek Eagleton, who's is the leader of the media, social media of the Dallas Cowboys, hurry up, Sensei. Thank you, Matt. This is what he says. Y'all see it on your screen. Hey, Jacquez. This is what he's saying, y'all. This is the leader. And they think, hey man, they think that they think that somebody, you're insulting the fan base intelligence. I thank y'all for letting me know he's there. Listen, y'all. Let's read this together. He says this was simply an oversight, okay, that should have been caught and corrected by us. Anyone who's making it seem like Cowboys decision makers use social media videos to make statements doesn't understand or take the time to understand how it all works. Trust me, there's no story here. Man, are you crazy? Y'all come on, talk to me. Y'all, let me take this off. Y'all come on, talk to me. What? First of all, what do you say? Let me put that back up there. I almost need to see. There's so much meat in this right here. I can almost dissect it. Y'all don't mind if I just leave it up here. Let me work with this real quick. Let's go down to the bottom part there. He says this. He says, anyone, that's us, y'all, fans, anyone who make it seem like Cowboys decision makers use social media videos to make statements doesn't understand or take the time to understand how it works. Let's just stop right there. Let's just stop right there, fam. Are you crazy, man? First of all, how many people work in your department? How many eyes saw the video before it went out for everybody to see? Out of all them eyes that saw that video, you gonna sit here and tell me that nobody didn't notice that Dak Prescott was not in the video? Come on now. Huh? Podbean, I'm sorry you don't see this. This is why I don't like. That's the only part I don't like about Podbean. They can't do what Restream and everything else do. But I just read that to you. What? Wait a minute. Derek Eagleton is kind of like the boss. This is his department. I wish I knew how many people worked in that department. I wish I knew. How in the world all those people that saw the video, look, even if it was just 2 people, that's 4 sets. That's 4 eyes. And if you wear glasses, it's 6. My God, listen. What? Nobody noticed that wasn't on the video, man. How are you trying to insult our each other? It was an oversight. No, man. No. That wasn't no oversight. It was done on purpose. And then to further insult the intelligence, he comes later in that last sentence and say, trust me, there's no story here. Oh, really? Well, tell ESPN that. Huh? Tell Fox that. Because, see, I watched the TV today, and that's all I heard. That's all I heard. Everybody was talking about this, and he says there's no story here. What? No story? Huh? Trying to tell the fan base there's no story here. How you gonna miss this? How you gonna miss the obvious? I don't get the blatant, as some of my people are already saying. It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. I don't get it. So not only did ESPN see it, but Dak Prescott, Dak Prescott's brother, saw it. And he just simply put out a tweet that said, y'all looking at me. He just had his little cartoon character and doing this right here. Like, really? Okay. So he heard about it. He saw it. But I got real excited, y'all. I got so excited. Because for the first time in 3 years, Dak Prescott finally did something and said something. And he did it. He did it. I was very excited. Y'all want to know what he said? There it is on your screen. I hope you can see that. I wish I could make it a little bit bigger, but it would have taken out that bottom part. Y'all can see it though right there. Dak Prescott, once Dak Prescott saw the video, couple minutes later, Dak Prescott, for the first time, finally stepped up, and on his Instagram page, it says Dak Prescott started following the Washington football team. And for the first time, I stood up and applauded. Because Dak kind of said, I'm so disrespected, I can't even get in the hype video. I tell you what, I tell you what. Let me just go and put a little salt in the game here. Let me throw a little sizzle in this soap opera we got. Let me change things up a little bit. I done let my brother talk. I done let ESPN analysts talk. Let me go ahead and say it for myself. He just said I'm following the Washington football team. Washington fans got happy. Started putting Dak's face in a Washington uniform. Look, everybody starts like, what? Dak Prescott follows the biggest rival that the Dallas Cowboys had. I was so happy because it's about time he done got in the game. I'm tired of hearing Dak Prescott. I'm tired of hearing all the analysts try to stick up for him. I was finally glad that this man finally did something. I was so happy. I was so grateful. I said, okay, now we playing a little chess. We playing a little chess now. We finally got somebody across from him. Huh? I see you, Glenn. Oversight. Jerry oversaw it and said, no Dak, LOL. Yeah. But Dak got into the game. He got into it. And he made a stance by saying, I'm following Washington. Why Washington? Because, Alex Smith is there, but please understand, if Dak Prescott went to Washington, he's your starter. Washington would take Dak quick. And he put it out there. Whether he believe it or not, he just did something that he was supposed to do. He stepped up. I was happy, y'all. But then, just like a hot balloon going in there, somebody put a pin in it, and I came crashing down. You know what happened? Dak Prescott, who made the stand, came right back after everybody showed what Dak did. He erased it. And I said to myself, dude, when you take a stand, dig your heels into the ground and stand. Don't let the people know how ticked off you are. Let the people know. Don't draw it back. You done put your chips to the table now. Why are you gonna take the chips and bring it back to you? What? No, he turned to a rent. Look, for a moment, he turned into a renegade. And then in a couple minutes later, once everybody started showing that Dak Prescott followed Washington, he went back and then erased it. See, people, this is why Dak is getting ran over. That's the reason why. See, that's what I was telling y'all. I get Jared. Jared gonna do what he got to do, but Dak is so he's so worried about his image that he's actually, I ain't saying he hurting himself, because Dak is gonna get paid one way or the other. Okay, Dak is going to get paid. Either Dallas is going to give him the franchise tag, and then, hey, look, he'll make $38 million a year, and after that tag, he'll be gone because they're not going to pay him $50. That'll be the franchise tag for a third year. They're not going to pay him that, so it'll be his last year in Dallas. Or he's going to get his long-term deal. So Dak is going to be all right. Let's not do it. But you got to stand your ground, man. And Dak hurt me just that simple. So I said, okay, you got into the game, and then you gave the game right back to him. So now when you did it first, we moved from step 1 to about step 4 or 5, because what it did by saying you were following Washington, what it did, it told the organization, number one, you got ticked off because you weren't in the video. And then you got ticked off because in some instance, you felt disrespected. And for the first time, that's the way they would have had to interpret it. But then you erased it. So we went back to square one. And I'm trying to figure out, man, look, I'm sorry, Wendy, I see you. This same post that you saw earlier. It was another something that he did. He erased it. I'm sorry. Uh, Gary said, if I was Dak, I would leave regardless. I wouldn't want to play for a team that doesn't value me and disrespect me as a man. Well, here it is, Gary. I would agree with you. So the way that we look at that is real simple. Cowboys got until what, July to sign him to a long-term deal. Keep in mind that the first deadline, I think, is March 9th or something, whatever it is. If they do franchise him, they got until I think June or July to sign him to a long-term deal. So as I said so many times before, I believe, Gary, that they're going to franchise him and then say, hey, we got time. We're going to get it worked. Same mess they were talking about last year. We got time. We're going to work it out. He'll be a Cowboy for life, all that kind of stuff. We're just going to have to see. But he's going to probably get franchised again because Dak is sold on this 4-year deal. And as I told you guys before, the reason why he wants the 4-year deal is simple. And I don't blame Dak for this. The TV deal is going out. The TV deal is going away. Yes, Wendy, he can say no. He can say no, he's not signing, but the Cowboys have the rights. He can't play. Well, no, I'm sorry. If he says no, they can let him walk. He can go. He'll be a free agent. Am I right about that? Gary, help me. Am I right about that? No, I think I'm wrong. I think I'm wrong on that. If he does not sign it, then he just sits out because the Cowboys have the rights on him. So he can't leave. So he can't leave. So it's either he gonna play or he gonna sit out the year. You know, that's where he is. After this season is over with, if they franchise him, even though he hadn't signed the contract, nobody else can. That's the way that it goes. If they put the tag on him, nobody else can get him. So he don't have too many options. He either gonna play or he gonna sit out. But he has to sign. But if he sits out without signing that contract, he don't get the money. Matt says, I'm not sure about that, Matt. Matt says they can agree to part ways, I believe. I don't think I may be wrong. I just don't think that is the case. Hello to everybody on Podbean. I'm sorry. I'm just checking some of you guys out. Big Life, 135, Let's on Fire, and Nayland. Hello. If I missed anybody else, I see Miss Ty's on there, one of my patrons. Hello to everybody. So, and I'm watching your comments on Podbean. Yeah, Gary, I believe that's what it is. He has to play if they exclusive tag him. Well, I think the real thing is saying that he only can play with the Cowboys. That's it. He can't go nowhere else. Hello, Tamara. I've never seen you before, but welcome to the show. She says Dak probably should go because he is not respected by Jerry or some of the fans. I mean, I think that's the central message, Tamara. You're absolutely correct. But I'm starting to believe that Dak. I mean, I believe we feel worse than Dak do, and I understand because he got his money. But you know, I'm sorry if I'm disrespected. I'm just talking about me. I can't speak for nobody else. You don't get too many times to disrespect me. I'm just saying. I'm gonna say something. I ain't talking about for fighting and all. I'm too old to fight now. You know what I'm saying? I'm too old. But I'm not gonna let you just blatantly disrespect me. I'm gonna say I got to say something. That's the way I feel about it. Tamara says, "Hey Tamara, let me. Tamara says, not if they put the exclusive tag on them. Well, exactly. It's so like, and see, Dak has let things because he's under the assumption that things are just going to be taken care of because maybe he thinks his resume, which is good, thinks his resume is enough. And while you thinking that, the ownership is thinking something totally different. It's not enough. You thinking because Dak thinking, look, I was offensive rookie of the year. I've been a 2-time Pro Bowler. I'm getting better every year. This is Dak's resume. No, everybody knows it. I've proven that I can win a lot of games. I've proven I can throw for a lot of yards. And I don't think that this should really even be a discussion. I think that y'all should just call me in and have the contract ready, and I'm just going to sign the paper. Meanwhile, on the other side of the coin, the Jones family saying this. Yeah, he been to the Pro Bowl. You know, he offensive rookie of the year, but see, when it comes to negotiation, that's when the buts start coming into play. You know, yeah, you was offensive rookie of the year, but you had Ezekiel Elliott. You had a real good defense. You threw for a lot of yards, but you had Amari Cooper. You had Gallup. You throw short passes. You dinging but you don't throw the ball down the field. But you don't throw the deep ball well. But this. Now the conversation have changed. Yeah, you got a lot. You was on your way, man. Woo! You was on your way. Them first 4 games, man. You was, my God, look like you gonna try to throw for 6,000 yards, but you got hurt. And we got to factor in now. We have to factor in now that your ankle's been broken. Can you come back? Can you stand? Can you move? Can you do that? And we're not sure. See, all that come into play now. We understand. I'm talking about the Jones now. We understand that you are a great locker room guy. We understand that you have great intangibles. We understand that you are a great leader for this team. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, Win. I'm sorry. Bishop Gary isn't getting my questions. If he's franchised, it's only for 21, right? Yeah, franchise tags only go year to year. Year to year. Franchise tags only go from year to year. So this year, if he signs it, if they franchise him, it'll be $38 million for 1 year, just like it was 31 or whatever it was, 34 for this year. So he's in a position to get paid. That's not the issue. The issue is, look, has he done enough for you to say, hey, we're going to invest in you because we believe that you are our guy. Gary is under the same opinion as I am. And that is, we don't believe that the Jones family believe in that fully. Now, he said we don't believe in him. I've always said they don't believe in him fully. When I say that, it goes back to what I just said earlier. I believe they 100% believe he's a great leader. I believe that part. They believe it. I also believe that they believe in his intangibles. I believe they 100%. But I don't believe that they really do believe that Dak can lead them to a Super Bowl. I don't think they think Dak is that guy. That's what, and which is the reason why we got 3 years worth of waiting for a long-term contract with Dak. Now I say we got to see just a little bit more. We need to see just a little bit more. Man, throw 1,000 yards. We got to see a little bit more. He was on his way, throwing some more. Class A Pooh said, football, let's talk about the cheerleaders. Have a good day. Class 1 Pro. I see you, man. So it's amazing to me how in the world this guy can't do enough. What else do he got to do? I guess look, if the goal is he got to win the Super Bowl, it's too hard to do that. Okay, It's plenty of great quarterbacks hadn't won the Super Bowl. Gary, you're absolutely right. The way that man was playing, it looked like he was on his way to 6,000. Let me go back to Tamara because she asked something out this way. She asked, so why is their loyalty to Dak totally different from their loyalty to Romo? Oh my goodness. We'll be all day on that. Tamara, well, let's since it's your first time, I think it's your first time on the show. Let's look back at what I said in previous shows. When Tony got his contract, he didn't have to fight for it at all. It was given. He didn't have to fight. And when he got it, listen to me. This is what Jerry Jones said. He said that we believe, keyword, we believe, that sounds like management, that Tony Romo can lead us to a Super Bowl championship. Okay? That's what he said about Romo. In contrast, this is what he says about Dak. He says that we believe Dak can win us games. See the difference right there? You didn't say we believe that Dak can win a Super Bowl. You didn't say that. You just say he can win games. But Romo, you can win a Super Bowl. That statement right there sums it all up. And Romo was kind of like a son to him, to be honest with you. So there was a personal relationship. And many people have said that Dak don't have that type of relationship with Jerry Jones. And there's nothing wrong with that because most players are not tight like that. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, Tamara. Exactly. He didn't have to fight. But the reason why he didn't have to fight Tamara was because they believed in Romo. They believed in him. That's why he got it. See, when you believe, look, we ain't got to go to Romo. We can just stick with the team, Tamara. When it says Romo begged for a playoff with a playoff with Dak. Nope. but Tamara, check it out. We don't have to look for Romo. Let me show you. Let's just stick with this team. You believed in DeMarcus Lawrence. What did you do? You paid him. You believed in Ezekiel Elliott. What did you do? They paid him. They believed in Lyle Collins, the right offensive tackle. What they do? They paid him. They believed in Jalen Smith. What they do? They wasn't no fighting. They brought him in. Come on, look, we want to go ahead and extend you. We want to go ahead and offer you this contract and make you a Cowboy for the next God. They paid them guys. They didn't have to. Zach Martin didn't have to beg for nothing. Huh? They believed in Zach. That's why they invested in him. They believed years back in Tyron Smith. They believed in him. That's why they gave him the money. When it comes to Dak, though, well, you see what's going on. Hey, Joanna, nice to see you on Podbean. So, if you don't believe, look, see, in this game here, talking don't mean nothing. Your actions mean something. You can talk all day about we love Dak. See, that's what you hear when you hear Jerry and Steven talk on 103.3 The Fan. They love to say, "Hey, we love Dak. We love Dak. We I tell you, he's a great guy. He's a great leader. We hear all that. Show him. I see you, Gary. I'm coming to you." Tamara says, well, if they don't believe in Dak, let him go so he can go somewhere where they will believe in him. That's exactly what Gary said. I'm in agreement with him. Dak wants to be a Cowboy. Gary makes a point that is theory that nobody will admit. Nobody won't admit that, whether it's true or not. It just depends on what you believe. But he says that they don't want a black franchise quarterback. You know, hey, that will never be identified because they know what it would mean if you said something like that or you hinted toward that. There is nobody. So I saw a show last night with West Coast and Boss Cowboy, where they had Quincy Carter on there, former quarterback of the Cowboys, and you would have to just listen to Quincy because see he lived it. You see what I'm saying? It's hard to argue with somebody when they have lived it, and Quincy lived it. He was the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, and you just had to listen to him and see what he had said. And he didn't say it as blatant as Gary, but you can read in between the lines and see what people are saying, and it's not. And he lived it. And I just don't say. I just simply believe. If you ask me, I just believe that they don't believe in this man fully because the pattern of the Cowboys says that when they believe in you, they pay you. Look at Amari Cooper last year. Come on now. Amari Cooper put up them numbers and said, look, Philadelphia, I'm thinking about going for an interview with Philadelphia. What did Jerry do? Hurry up and got that checkbook out. Paid him 5-year, $100 million contract, $20 million a year. When they believe in you, they pay you. I mean, that's all I see. I don't see the same urgency. Let me just say that. Yeah, let me just say it like that. I don't see the same urgency that I saw with everybody else. Wendy says, I just believe in Grandboy coming over the Razorback. His son plays, exactly. His grandson plays with Arkansas. He's a quarterback. And there's a lot of people believe that that's going to happen one day. I can't say it. I don't know. I mean, it does make sense though. Bring your son over to be the quarterback. I can see that. But when it comes to this stuff here, all you have to do is look on the team. We don't have to go back to Romo and DeMarcus Ware and all these guys. We just look at this team that we got right now and see. Exactly, it was Washington. I'm sorry. You're absolutely right, Tamara. Exactly. Thank you for that. It was Washington, not Philly. I'm sorry. Absolutely right. They wanted him. Jerry Herbin paid him. Gary said when Cap kneeled the next day, Jerry said no Cowboys kneeling. When Black Lives Matter movement started, he was missing in action. Well, I mean, look, I'm just going to say it like this. The evidence is there. Now, how you interpret the evidence, that's on you. But the evidence is there. You can have one set of evidence here, and one person going to interpret it this way, one person is going to interpret it that way. What Gary is interpreting when he said that, I'm not fit to argue that at all. Because nobody ain't going to just flat out come out and say it. But you got to read in between the lines of what Jerry said. Jerry said, ain't nobody kneeling here. And that more than half his team was black. Those are facts. That's not innuendo. More than half, it was way more than half of his team was black. He hurried up and made the statement. What did he say, y'all? What did y'all remember? He said, toes on the line, hand over the heart. And anybody that kneels, he said they will not be a Dallas Cowboy. That's what Jerry Jones said. That's what Jerry said. Now, y'all remember it? And in that line, you can go ahead and start interpreting your thinking process of what that really means. When he says, why you think there's 2 snipers at every game? Yeah. Jerry was raised in those days, so I didn't expect anything from him. But the player said he spoke with the team behind the scenes. Well, he also, Tamara, I agree with you, he did that. But he also put that caveat out there. Sometimes people love to talk through the media and put out that dare there. So, I'm not going to say fear, but at the same time, I'm quite sure that there were some black guys on that team that wanted to take a knee. I'm quite sure. I believe that. I believe that. But they didn't. Poe, the only one kneel, but hell, he was kneeling in the game too, not to do nothing. Exactly. And here's the other thing. Poe gone. Okay. Now y'all can say he was fat and out of shape and everything else, which may be 100% true. But also Poe kneeled. Okay. Remember the rule what Jerry said. Now this go back to last year. He said this year he went back. He said that this year Jerry loves to be shocking when he said, "Can I say this? This is a big time show. Everybody can say whatever they want to say. Wendy, you know that. It's mind boggling to me. Gary has a nice theory when he said that. Is it true? Jerry's the only one that can answer it, and he ain't gonna dare say nothing. Wendy said, I just learned about the kneeling last season. Well, that's okay. You just learned. You may have saw it, but you just learned. It's okay. Many people know about the lesson, but they still don't believe in it. They still don't understand. They'll say, well, you can kneel all you want, but don't use the national anthem as your platform. Okay, so what the NFL do this year just to prove my point. See, you don't have to say racial things, and I don't know why I'm changing the tone of this, but I guess since I'm here, I might as well stay here. I believe Wendy be trying to set me up to start talking about this, but it's all good. But here it is, just to show you the point. What the NFL do this year? Okay, the NFL said we understand the social injustice that's going on. What we're going to do this year simply is we're going to play the quote unquote black national anthem at the beginning, and then we're going to play the national anthem. The black national anthem does not have to be televised. The national anthem really doesn't have to be televised either, but you didn't see, except the Super Bowl and then maybe the first game of the year, where you heard lift every voice and sing. You heard that. You heard it at the Super Bowl. Then they played the national anthem. Now, just to go to show you what it was, I saw folks on social media and from Instagram, Facebook, saying, why are they showing lift every voice and sing? Why are they doing that? This is a waste of time. See, you don't have to say certain words and stuff to show where you stand when it comes to racist type issues. You can just say something just like that. Why are they playing? Why are they showing that? I'm tired of this. Can we just go ahead and just play? But when the national anthem was played, you didn't say nothing. See? You don't have to say certain words or certain phrases to show that you're racist. You can just say some stuff like that. But anyway, let me get back to what I'm saying. I'm like, Wendy, you trying to get me in trouble. I know what you're doing. Get it out. I support everything you say. I handed my ignorant racism to you. Then I laid at your feet, Bishop. My life is plain better. I appreciate that compliment, Wendy. Me and Wendy have had, for those who don't know, me and Wendy have had, I guess, some talks, about racism and all that. And she understands a little bit better now. And she's one of the rare people that say, hey, I'm wrong. I understand now. I'm changing and all that. So I appreciate that, Wendy. But anyway, is that into the Dak situation? We'll never know. Love you too, Wendy. We'll never know. We'll never know because nobody will admit it. But here it is. In fairness to Jerry, I guess I could get a little fair. I told you guys this the other day. We got to have a little fairness to Jerry Jones. Okay, we have to we got to be a little fair. Here it is. Number one, There is no set salary cap yet. Now I know y'all don't want to hear that, but I got to give y'all the truth. The salary cap has not been set, so it would be kind of wrong for you to be making aggressive moves when you don't even know how much room you really got. Okay? So let's be a little fair to Jerry on that end. I get that. Number two, and most importantly, here we go. This is Jerry Jones' money, right? Exactly. Because of COVID. You're absolutely right. What's up? What's up, Gary? I see you, man. So the sound I know we mad about Dak. I know I'm with you. I'm 100% on Dak's side in this. I know, I understand that, but we got to be a little fair. We just can't be so emotional that we don't recognize the truth from both sides. Jerry, you have to, it's really business. You don't step out. Gary says that TV deal is going to make the salary cap explode, and they know it. There's no question about it. But even in that, Gary is 100% right in what he said. But even in that, you don't know that the bottom line deal that you're going to have. And you don't know how Dak is going to react. If the TV deal gets done and everybody knows the owner's got a whole lot of money off the TV deal, then every player is going to ask for a little bit more. So where are we at with Dak? We know bottom line, the starting price is whatever the franchise tag is. So we talking about 38. Dak ain't asking for no $37 million. Dak is asking for 38. I'm going to get $38 million automatic if I just sign this franchise tag. That's the starting price. If the TV deal gets set and you get a couple more, Dak is going to probably be asking for $40 million. And rightfully so. Okay? Here's another one. I'm saying this. The TV deal don't have to get done. Why? Because the Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills have said we're going to take care of Lamar Jackson this offseason. We also, by Buffalo, said we're going to take care of Josh Allen this season, this offseason. If that is the case, you already know the price tag going up even more. You know that. What y'all think Lamar Jackson gonna get? Come on now. If I mean, come on. We already know 40 plus 40, minimum 40. And if that's the case, both of them don't have to get done. All it's gonna take is one. All it's gonna take is just one of those guys to sign the deal, and Buffalo is gonna give Josh Allen whatever he wants. And thank you, bro, Gary. There's another name that's going to come up. Baker Mayfield. Cleveland gonna give Baker Mayfield. Look, they already, you see it on the commercials. They already gave him the stadium. He got keys to the stadium. Y'all seen it in the commercial? All it's gonna take one of those three to sign a deal, and the price tag is gonna go up. And Dak is better than Baker Mayfield. You let Baker Mayfield get a deal before Dak and watch what's going to happen. Dak is in the drive. Dak is in the driver's seat, man. I'm saying Dak is. Look, if the Cowboys don't pay it, Gary says it right. The price tag between them three, all three of them guys at one point, they will be the highest paid quarterback in the league. Whoever signed first, they're going to be the highest paid quarterback in the league. Whoever come up next, they're going to take over that person. Then whoever the third of that, they're going to take over that person. And when it's all said and done, like Gary said, that's going to be the start price. Y'all see it? 42 to 44, and it might be 45. When it says this year they had best to do best of last 30 years Super Bowl commercial for all those cutout people in the stands. That's right. So if I were the Cowboys, and this is a big if they really talking about doing long term with that, it behooves them to hurry up and get it done quickly before Lamar gets done or Josh Allen or Baker Mayfield gets done. If one of them get a deal before Dak is just gonna sit back like, really? You paying Baker Mayfield $40 million, $38 million? I mean, 39? Really? I'm better than Baker Mayfield. Okay, some of y'all think Josh Allen ain't done enough yet to be talking about he better than Dak. I know he had one good year. Nick Foles had one good year, but Nick Foles ain't better than Dak Prescott. See what I'm saying? I don't care nothing about the 1 year. Give me a couple years on your resume. Then let's see where you at. And I'm not saying that Josh Allen is not going to be the man. He's going to be the man. No question about it. But I got to see it first. Okay? So I'm going there. If we talking about Lamar, however, well, Lamar, to be honest with you, Lamar has he's a better athlete than Dak, no question. He can kill you with his legs, but let's just be truthful. Lamar Jackson can't throw the ball as well as Dak Prescott. People want Lamar Jackson to throw the ball because he's not that great at it. But Baltimore is going to give him whatever he wants. Why? Because they believe, that word is again, they believe in Lamar Jackson. And they're going to pay him as such. They're going to pay Josh Allen like he's a 10-year veteran. They're going to pay him that. Okay? He is not, exactly. If you telling me a better all-around athlete, I'm going to give the nod to Lamar. Athlete, yeah. Lamar can run for over 1,000 yards. Dak ain't running for no 1,000 yards. I get you that. But if you telling me drop back throwing, Dak Prescott kills him. So, I mean, it's a quarterback. It's not an athlete. Okay? And Dak can run. He just can't run better as Lamar. I give you that. But as far as everything else, Dak Prescott is better. So Dak can be coming to the table saying exactly what I'm saying. Since everything is so technical and you have to go ahead and say everything like that. Yeah. Gary saying something tremendous right here. Gary said you pay for belief because nothing is guaranteed. You paying for a projection. Based off what you've done, we project that you're going to do this in these years that we give you. And we believe you're going to get better. We project that. That's how they're getting paid. Not for what they've done. It's what you're projecting them to be. And I just don't understand why they're not seeing what everybody else is seeing. Yeah. Wendy said Dak is a big man for a quarterback. Exactly. Him and Josh Allen are kind of similar. Josh run the ball a little bit more than Dak, but they're kind of similar as far as running goes. Dak can kill you with his legs. But he's just not Lamar. But Lamar ain't better than Dak. And somebody going to say, man, you crazy. Lamar was the MVP of the league. Yeah, you're going to be the MVP of the league if you done thrown for 3,000 yards and done rush for over 1,000 yards running the ball. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, got a great defense in Baltimore. Yeah, I understand that. He was the MVP. I'm not taking nothing from Lamar. He's dangerous. No question about that. But he's not better than Dak. He's not. Exactly. He told Dak not to run when he says. Okay, listen. This is what Dak can come to the table with. This is what Dak can throw. This is what Dak can say leading there. Let me make this read real quick, guys. Let me make this read, and then I'll come right back to it. I know this is getting hot in here. Listen, listen. The fragrance shop. The fragrance shop in Memphis. You got to go there. Somebody, look, I'm telling you guys, this is my fraternity brother. I'm telling you guys, this is the place you need to go. Type in the fragrance shop Memphis on Facebook. They have every fragrance that you can have. And right now is the perfect time. Get these fragrances, these perfumes and these fragrances that he has. Bond Number 9, Creed, Tom Ford, whatever you want is there. And I promise you need to do it because here comes Valentine's Day. You got a little time left. If you're living out of town, it can be shipped to you. But go to the fragrance shop Memphis, get something that's lasting other than those dead roses that's going to be dead in 2 days. I don't care how much water you put on it. They're going to die. You know it's going to die. Get something that's going to last a while. Go to the fragrance shop Memphis. Their email is fragranshopmemphis@gmail.com. Go there as soon as you can. Listen, I'm saying all this. See, this is what I'm having a problem with, y'all, overall, because everybody is saying it. Gary says his legs won the MVP, not his arm. You see what Tennessee did to him that same year in the playoffs, made him look like a high school quarterback. Exactly. We all know that's the reason why he won the MVP. But see, this is what I'm saying. Lamar don't have to say, look, check it out, y'all. Josh Allen, okay, look. Josh Allen, let's just use those 3 quarterbacks. Josh Allen does not have to prove his resume to Buffalo. In the short period of time, they already know this is our guy for the next 10 to 12 years. He don't have to do nothing else. That's what Buffalo is saying. We know, have he won division? He won 1 division championship. And many will say the only reason why he won is because Brady left New England. It took Brady leaving for somebody else to win. Buffalo won this year. Okay, that he got 1 division championship. He made his first Pro Bowl this year. That's what his resume says. Buffalo said we ain't got to see enough. We don't have to see nothing else. We believe you the guy. We don't want to find out nothing else. Okay. Baker Mayfield finally, after 20-some odd years or whatever, finally made the playoffs for the Cleveland Browns. Many will argue and say that the reason why Baker Mayfield made the playoffs is because they got Nick Chubb, the running back. They got Kareem Hunt, the running back. And they ran the ball. And they made a running game. And Baker Mayfield, all they had to do was be a game manager. But because of that, the Cleveland Browns went to the playoffs. So they done made it, and they had a good defense. So they done made the decision. They saying, look, we don't have to look for nothing else. This kid was the number 1 pick in the draft. We not. Look, what does Baker Mayfield have on his resume? No Pro Bowls. Okay. No division championship because they didn't win the division this year. Okay. Nothing on his resume. Nothing. They made a decision and said, look, we're gonna take care of this guy. Okay? Lamar Jackson. As I said before, hey, dynamic, electric football player. You know, can't take it away from him. He can gut you. Got an MVP on his record. Has 2 division championships. Going to the playoff every year. Baltimore is going to the playoffs every year. Consistent quarterback. But you ain't won nothing. When a team locks down on you in the playoffs, as my buddy says, Gary says, my brother says here, he says, look, hey, look, that when a team locked down on you, take his running away and make him throw the ball, he ain't worth a dime. That's what Gary's saying. He ain't worth a dime then. Okay? But Baltimore has paid him. What did Lamar have on his resume? Lamar has 1 MVP. I think did he make the Pro Bowl this year? Was he a Pro Bowler this year? It was Allen. Did Tannehill make it? I'm sorry, I don't know that. This is all off the top of my head. I know Josh Allen was a Pro Bowler this year. I know Mahomes, of course, was a Pro Bowler. You only get 3 quarterbacks. I don't know if Lamar was the 3rd quarterback this year, or was it Tannehill? I don't know. But anyway, based off that little resume, they say, hey, we ready to go all in on you. Then here comes Dak. Dak has been Offensive Rookie of the Year, 2-time Pro Bowler, getting better every year, has won. It was Tannehill. Thank you, Gary. So Lamar didn't even make the Pro Bowl this year. I mean, come on now. You went from MVP and didn't even make the Pro Bowl this year. And I know he was he hurt? I mean, it don't make no difference. He didn't make it. Then you get to Dak, who's been a Pro Bowl every year, hadn't missed a game until this year. 2-time Pro Bowler, won the division, just like them 3. And for some reason, he the only one out the group, but the most stable out the group, that got to prove himself. And it's just mind-boggling to me, y'all. I mean, I know I'm sounding almost repetitive, but it's mind-boggling to me how this soap opera is steadily showing up. I need Dak, for those that join me just a little bit later, I need Dak to make up his mind. Either he going to be ticked off or he going to be complacent. Don't jump out there like you ticked off saying we're going to follow Washington and all that, then all of a sudden take it back. No, dog. Make up your mind which one you want to be. Because it's also proven that when guys get a little ticked off, Jerry Jones hurry up and calm things down by going in and paying them. Long as you keep giving these guys inches, they're going to take the miles. That's what we're seeing with that. That's what we're constantly seeing. That's all I can say. I don't like the back and forth. You can't sit in the middle of this. You can't balance yourself in the middle. You got to pick one side or the other. I need Dak to go ahead and pick a side. If you want to be complacent, stay on the sideline. Let them do you like they do you. Hey, we fans, we'll try to speak up for you. But don't jump out in the middle of the street and get all the fans say, whoa, like me. Like, whoa, Dak said something. Whoa, here we go. Here we go. Yeah. I'm with you. Come on. Let's go to the middle. Let's get off the side. Yeah, say something. Then all of a sudden he take it back. And now I'm stuck here in the middle. Now you went back to the sideline, and now I'm stuck here in the middle. I can't do that. So his brother, it's no question what his brother said. His brother is the dog. His brother lets it be known, and he stand on his ground. I need Dak to act like his brother. You know, if you're gonna jump out there, stay out there. Let everybody know this is not what I want to do. Look, there's nothing wrong with that. Dak played on a franchise tag last year and broke his leg or broke his ankle. There's nothing wrong with Dak saying this. I played on a franchise tag last year. It does not leave me any stability in the future. I got hurt, and the next time I get hurt, I do not know if it will be a career-ending injury. I want a long-term deal. Who would have a problem with that? I mean, huh? Don't let folks assume what you want. No. There's nothing wrong with him saying, I don't want to be on a long-term deal. I already got hurt. You know, I already got hurt on a franchise tag. It's not a good feeling. I want a long-term deal. Yeah. And if that's the case, and if Dallas don't want to do it, have the common decency. Hey, go on, start over. But I'm saying this. Then Jerry got another whole dilemma. He got to deal with this fan base. Because see, he paid all these guys, the Coopers, the DeMarcus Lawrence, the Jalen Smiths, the Zach Martin. He paid all these guys because he knows that the window is closing. You didn't pay these guys this type of money just to struggle. He paid these guys because it's time to win. And you ain't gonna win with Andy Dalton. I'm sorry. You're not gonna win with Garrett Gilbert. You got a better chance to win with Dak Prescott. So if you let Dak walk, I don't want to hear nothing about it. Say, hey, we're gonna be fine. Just say we getting ready to rebuild. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. Garrett says this. Garrett said, let me get back to Garrett first. Garrett says if Dak say that, JJ would string him out longer. He can string him out all he want to. Week 1 is coming up. You ain't got no choice. Dak has the leverage. It just depends on how he want to play this thing. Now, we really don't know what Dak. Maybe Dak want to do it like Kirk Cousins. Maybe he just want to get paid them strong, good 2 years. You know, if he takes the 38 this year, that'll be right at over $70 million in 2 years. I mean, we can't argue that. Yeah. Matthews brings up another interesting thing. Let me go back to Gary. I'm sorry. Gary says, I don't understand why he's the only one designated to take a discount. Exactly. That's what we're saying. We don't know why either. Why he the last on the list. And then Jerry can't do anything after this year. Exactly. Because he's not going to pay him that third franchise tag. Matthew says this. Matthew says, I said this on your show before, and I'll say it again. This year, I think there will be a big blockbuster trade to do with someone on the team. Well, if you're talking blockbuster, it's only just a couple of people that will fit into it right now, and that's Dak and maybe it's really just Dak to get the kind of compensation to come back to you. Dak right now is the only one that can bring some real compensation to you. They wouldn't do Cooper like that because it ain't gonna be too many teams that gonna take on Cooper's contract. That's $20 million a year for a wide receiver. It's not too many gonna do that. Zach Martin, I see you, Gary. Gary says the Dak and Zach Martin. Those may be the only two that can bring you back, some real compensation. And I don't think they trade Zach. Zach Martin will probably retire Dallas Cowboy. I believe that. Exactly, Gary. Gary says too much dead space. Matthew says Smith. Which Smith, Matt? Are you talking to Jalen or Tyron? Are you talking Jalen or Tyron? Jalen not going to bring you back a lot of compensation. I can tell you that right now. And Tyron Smith definitely is not going to bring you back the kind of compensation that you really want. There's only 2 players on this team that can demand a boatload. Tyron now. Tyron too old. And Tyron stay hurt too much. Teams ain't gonna they'll take them, but it's teams that will trade for him. Yes, I agree with you, Matt. But the kind of compensation that we talking about is, if you trade Dak now, you're gonna get a boatload of picks back. If you trade Zach Martin, you would get a whole bunch of picks left. Now they're not gonna trade Zach. So I guess the only person is Dak. But there gotta be a sign trade. Exactly. Gary's on the same page as I am. Late round at most for probably talking about Tyron Smith. See, if you would have said maybe about 3 years ago, then I'll give you Tyron Smith. But he stay hurt too much. You ain't gonna get too much. Gary said we can get 2 firsts for Dak. I believe The right team would give you that for Dak Prescott. I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. I believe that Dak Prescott can get you 2 first-round picks. Because, see, quarterbacks don't grow on trees. And contrary to what a lot of Cowboy haters say, and even some Cowboy fans, Dak Prescott is a top 10 quarterback in this league. Some would argue and say he's a top 5. So those type of guys don't grow on trees. If it was that easy to find a franchise quarterback, everybody would have one. These guys, they did, some of these guys are just flat out just better than others. So you can't say that. Gary says he think we can get 3 first-round picks for that. And Gary Bryan says Jalen Smith, you only get about a 5th round draft pick back. So Jalen is not. Jalen is he can't bring that back. I'm not understanding. Gary said I'm not understanding why they don't remember what it was like after Aikman retired. They understand it. They just want things their way. Okay? That's what the problem is. But when you got good players, when you got Pro Bowl players just about everywhere on every level of your team, you got to pay for those guys. And you can't have it your way. If these guys are, you know what I'm saying, top 5 at their position, you're going to have to pay the price. Let's go through it. Dak probably is a top 8 quarterback. Those guys cost. Mark Cooper, top what? 8 wide receiver maybe? Top 10 probably. You got to pay for that. Zach Martin, best guard in the league. If he the best guard in the league, you got to pay for it. Defensively, at one point in time, DeMarcus Lawrence, which is the reason why he got paid like he got paid, because at that point in time, he was one of the top 3 or 4 edge rushers in the whole game. Those guys get paid because they game changers. You had to pay him. These guys got to, you can't cheap your way unless everybody willing to do it. Everybody not like Tom Brady. Tom Brady could have been the highest paid quarterback for the last 10 years, but he took pay cuts to try to help the team. Dak Prescott may not be like that. There's nothing wrong with that. Ben Roethlisberger, if y'all seen the Steelers, they saying, look, we can't pay you no $41 million, man. You got to take a pay cut. If not, you're going to have to retire because we're not going to pay you. But the reason why Ben got the contract he got, because he was one of the best. You can't discount and cheap your way through. It's just not how it works. Too bad. Somebody got to go. Gallup got to go. Gallup gonna want some money. Gallup not gonna be with us too much longer. Now that's who you can trade if you ask me. You need to trade Gallup away and try to get something from him. We all know Gallup gonna want number 1 money. He ain't gonna get that from us. Don't be like it was for Byron Jones. We all knew Byron Jones at the cornerback position, especially after he made first team All-Pro. We knew Byron Jones was gonna ask for money. They should have known. They should have traded Byron away. What they do? They let Byron walk. Absolutely nothing came back from Byron Jones. Gary says, after Rodgers, Wilson, and maybe Deshaun, who you taking over Dak? I think Russell Wilson deserves to be in that conversation. Yeah, you already got Russell up there. I'm sorry. After Rodgers, Wilson, maybe Deshaun. Well, Mahomes, definitely. Mahomes, without question. Mahomes is the one that you didn't have up there. But I think they're just a given. Mahomes, Rodgers, Wilson, and Deshaun. Deshaun, and here's the thing about Deshaun. And I'm not knocking him, but hey, Deshaun ain't done nothing. What have Deshaun done? And I know you take a team effort and all that kind of stuff, but Deshaun ain't done nothing. A lot of people said they should, yeah. Gary said they should have paid Byron instead of Jalen. But Byron wanted too much money, though, Gary. That's the only thing I'm going to say about that. Now, he wasn't Deion Sanders or nobody. I mean, he was a first team All Pro, though. I mean, coverage wise, he was the best. He just didn't, he ain't had no picks, but if we had Byron this year, I think our defense would have been a whole lot better because he proved he can do it one on one. You don't make first team All Pro for nothing. You know what I'm saying? But Byron wanted way too, and Miami paid him too. I'm talking about they flat out pay him. Exactly. Gary said I didn't include Mahomes because that's a given, and what you said is why I said maybe Deshaun. Exactly. Exactly. Hey, Ron, I agree with you. Dak over Deshaun, because Deshaun at one time did have weapons. I mean, he had one of the greatest weapons you can ever have in Hopkins, and he had a number two. He had a tight end. He had somewhat of a defense. He just didn't have a great running back, but Houston ain't done nothing. No. I'm not saying Deshaun can't ball. Lord knows he can. Great player, but he's not better than, right now. He's not better than that. He's not better than that. He's not. Uh, Gary says I would take Dak over Deshaun. I said maybe because some people think Deshaun is better. You're gonna have that split. You're gonna have that split. Some people are excited about Deshaun because he's it's just something about a guy that can run the football, pull it down, double threat, and all that kind of stuff. That's fine and dandy. And you can't argue with Deshaun. Had great numbers. I hate to say it like this, but I always make it real simple. If you put Deshaun behind this team here, this same team, what would have happened? The defense still would have been the same. Deshaun would have put up the same numbers Dak was doing. Deshaun probably would have rushed a little bit more. But in the end of the day, how many games really would have won? Probably 9, 8, 9. There's not a giant. Let's put it this way. However you may feel about Dak and Deshaun, whatever the case may be, the gap isn't that much. Let's just say it like that. If you think Dak is better than Deshaun, it ain't by much. And the vice versa for Deshaun over Dak. If you like Deshaun, it's not by much. The gap isn't big. Mahomes is a gap. You see what I'm saying? Russell Wilson is a gap. Aaron Rodgers, there's a gap between those guys. Deshaun, I really don't see the gigantic difference. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. And when we start talking about this, look who we comparing Dak to. We comparing Dak to the best quarterbacks in the league. That ought to tell you something. And which is a further evidence of why I just don't understand why we still at the same position that we've been in for the last 3 years. And I can't do but nothing but conclude this one statement. And that is the reason why we there is because Jerry does not fully believe in Dak Prescott. It don't take this long, y'all. I see you, Ron. It don't take this long to sign this quarterback. This ain't just started happening this offseason. This has been the problem for the last 3. It don't take that long. It don't. It ain't that much confusion. It's not. It's not. And I don't, and that's the only thing that I think they still having meetings saying, looking at my game tape, man, there's debating, like, man, can he really take us over the top? I mean, we have no question about him in the locker room and his work outside of football and how many people love him. We don't have no problem with that. We understand that. But on this field, though, can I believe this is really going on. Can he really get the job done? And my comeback is you invested all that stuff in Romo, and as great as Romo was, in my opinion, he was good enough, but Romo didn't get you nowhere. Romo didn't get us nowhere. Romo spotted us a few good years. That's what Romo did. Ended in heartbreak. What's the difference? What's the difference? Name one quarterback who has endured this. On this level win, there has not been none. Kirk Cousins made a decision that he wanted the franchise tag. He bet on himself. Dak Prescott don't want the franchise tag. He wants a long-term deal. Kirk Cousins rolled the dice, and he didn't crap out. He made it happen. He didn't get hurt. He had a few good years. Then he finally got his deal with Minnesota after 2 years on the franchise tag. Minnesota, all you got to have is one team that believes in you. Minnesota believed in Kirk Cousins, gave him the big contract, and he's there. And Kirk Cousins is not a bad quarterback. We just not, I don't see the same attention now. Gary says it's Mahomes, Rodgers, Wilson, and Dak, and it won't be long before you can debate what order they go in. Look, it's just your preference. Let me show you the progression of Dak real quick. Do y'all remember just a couple years ago? This is what settles it for me. Everybody got their own little, judging point. This is what got it for me, y'all. Do y'all remember just a couple years ago? Do you remember how when we started talking about Dak, do you remember what the dilemma was? We were saying this. Is Dak better than Matt Ryan? Is Dak better than Jared Goff? Is Dak better than Carson Wentz? Those were the names that you heard in that little group there. And most people had Dak under all three of them. And in 1 year or two, Dak has surpassed all three of them, which makes it even harder for me to understand what the problem is. There's no question now. There's no question now. Is Dak better than Matt Ryan? Yes. Is Dak better than Carson Wentz? It almost hurt me to let that come out of my mouth. Of course he's better than Wentz. Is he better than Jared Goff? Everybody say now Dak is better. So if he's ahead of them, who's ahead of Dak? Those names that you just saw, Gary. That's what those names. Let me put it up for you. Since Dak was in that little group, they used to say Dak is look, y'all remember that? Dak is maybe in the second tier of quarterback. That's what they said about Dak. Y'all remember that? Dak done surpassed all of them now. And so who's ahead of Dak? Those names that you see on your screen. And please don't come telling me about Josh Allen. Please don't come telling me about Lamar Jackson. Don't do that. Lamar is a great athlete. I'll give you that. He is not a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. There's a difference. Lamar is a better athlete, all-around athlete than Dak Prescott. But he is not a better quarterback than Dak. Josh Allen just got in the league. You got to have some more pages in your book before you start talking about him better than Dak. I'm not saying he can't get there. I'm just saying that. But I'm saying those guys, let's even go further. The list used to include on here, Gary, the list used to include Drew Brees, Ben Roethlisberger. Those are the names that used to be right there too. That everybody said Dak is better. Okay, let's look at the thing. I know Breeze is great, but now is Dak Prescott better than Drew Brees? Yes. Okay. Another name that goes up there, Gary, Brady. Now, I'm not going to insult Tom Brady because we all know the answer to that. Is Dak better than Brady? No. He just proved it again. Okay? So here we go. Ben Roethlisberger. Is there any question right now? I mean, is Dak better than Ben now? Yes. Yes. So I'm saying Dak done in a year and a half. Okay. Dak in a year and a half has knocked down about 5 or 6 trees that everybody said he was better or he wasn't as good as. He done bypassed all of them. Goff, Wentz, Matt Ryan, Ben, Breeze. Huh? And he still can't get paid. Thank you, Gary. I wasn't even going to say that, but let me say this: there was some of y'all, because some of y'all gonna watch the replay. Thank you, Gary Bryant. There was some of y'all that said, "Oh, Garoppolo, Jimmy G was better than Dak Prescott." How you? Huh? Lord have mercy. Let me. Look. He wasn't better than Dak Prescott when he was playing. I'm just saying. They can make him look and check this out. Christ is the only profession with a Dak here and a Dak there. He's a Cowboy, so they better be scared. Yeah. Let me say this. Let me say this about Frisco. But check it out. They paid Garoppolo. Traded for him. They paid him. They believed in Garoppolo. And let me tell you this right now. If Dak Prescott, if they had a choice, see, that's really all you got to do. If Dak Prescott, if the 49ers had a choice between I'm talking about right now, between Jimmy G and Dak Prescott, they would pack Jimmy G's bag and send him on somewhere. I'm just telling you. Since everybody talking about Carson Wentz is going either to the Colts or the Bears, let me tell you something right now. If there was a choice for the Colts or the Bears between Carson Wentz and Dak Prescott, they'll leave Carson Wentz right there in Philadelphia where he is now. I'm just telling y'all the truth. If the option was there, they would hurry up and take Dak Prescott. So I based off all of this, and some of you are agreeing with me, I don't know what else the man has to do. I think it's horrible. The way he's being disrespected. I hate the way that he's being treated. Yeah. Well, Gary just thank you, Gary. Gary just said it like this. Some people done forgot Dak Prescott was drafted in the 4th round. Gary is right. If they did a redraft with those quarterbacks that got taken before Dak in his year draft, Dak Prescott would have been the number 1 pick over Carson Wentz, over Goff. Huh? I'm just saying. All those guys came out the same year. So it's just, look, I don't know what they doing. I understand they got to play it out and get everybody talking. Jerry loved the drama. I get it. And who knows? Like I said, all these little shows I've done about Dak probably gonna get it thrown down the drain because they probably are gonna sign him to a long deal. I don't know. He gonna get the franchise tag. I'm quite sure of that. But if he get a long-term deal, Hey, what I've been talking about won't mean a hill of beans. I just don't see why it is taking so long for people's mind to be made up. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Uh the kid has done it by the book. He's done it by the book. He's been great in the locker room. He's been great on the field. He's been great off the field. He's a person that you can let him lead your franchise. I thought that's what the franchise quarterback was. I'm sorry. I don't get it. I don't get it. Exactly. Dwayne says Taz. You said before they replay those Mississippi State games. The kid is a winner. Dak is a winner. He's a winner. Some of y'all smart cowboy, Alec Cowboy, gonna say, "What has he won?" Well, he ain't won the Super Bowl. I'll give you that. He's won one playoff. But you know, for those that love to hold up the Romo banner, I mean, how many wins did Romo get in the playoffs? What, two? 2 in 10 years? Think Dak got one so far? Fifth year? I think it's safe to say I believe he's gonna win a few more playoff games. I just don't get it. But I hate to sound repetitive. Listen, yeah, he's a winner. He has a winning attitude. He's a winner. It ain't his fault the defense was horrible. I mean, come on now. It's not his fault. It's a team game. You can't blame Dak for a defense that's giving up 30 points a game. You can't. Dak was throwing all those yards. We still were losing. We were scoring 30, but we were giving up 32. We were giving up 33 points. We were giving up 35. We were scoring 30, but we were giving up 35. You can't blame that on Dak. You can't blame that on Dak. You can't. If the defense is horrible, it's horrible. Dak ain't playing cornerback and defensive tackle and you know and linebacker. He ain't playing that. That's not on Dak. Dak did what he got to do. You know, when you score 30 points, you usually win a football game. Y'all do realize that, right? When you score 30 points, you usually win. You do. You really do win. I don't get it. Listen, I just don't get it. Listen, thank you guys. Let me say this one last time. The Fragrance Shop Memphis, as I told you guys, is getting real close. Go and support my fraternity brother if you can. Buy some cologne or perfume for your significant other for Valentine's Day. Every fragrance you can think of. All you have to do is go there. He will take care of you. Be a great Valentine's Day gift for your people. Please go to the Fragrance Shop Memphis, fragranshopmemphis at gmail.com. It's a Facebook page, the Fragrance Shop Memphis. Don't type in the Fragrance Shop. You have to type in the Fragrance Shop Memphis. I promise you, he will take care of you on that note. I promise you, he will. I mean, Gary said we were getting up 47 points off the bus. I mean, hey, I'm just telling you the truth. Stay tuned, y'all. Look, I told you guys on Saturday that something was going to happen between Saturday and Tuesday, which is the night. We saw the little drama. I believe that we're going to see something else between now and Saturday. When I come on Saturday at 3 o'clock. Saturday at 3 o'clock. I'm not even going to say what I'm talking about. I'm just going to see. Look, when y'all hear something, you ain't got to ask. Y'all know I'm coming. I'm coming. If it's something that if we see some more drama, I'm going to talk about it, put my own spin on it. I got a feeling we're going to see something else. Let me say this before I see you, Wendy. I see you. I see you. Wendy asked me, I'm going to leave that there and do it. Listen, let me say this to you before I go. Listen, if you guys want to become a patron of my show, if you want to support me in this area that I'm doing, why don't you go to the Big Time Show, $ the Big Time Show. That is the cash app for it. you guys can do that. All you have to do is type that in, and whatever your heart desires, God bless you, and we'll take it. If not, I appreciate your ear for listening to me. Also, if you're on Podbean, you have a thing that I have set up. Is that button there says become a patron. What I have there is actually just for $5 a month. If that's what you want to do. If not, you can do something else. It can be there, and all you can be an automatic patron of the show. I'll put you in a little group that I have, and also let you guys in on some of the thoughts that I have. I actually come to my group and ask them, "Hey, what y'all want me to talk about?" And I don't mind doing that also. So it behooves you to, if you want to help me out in that area, if you're on Podbean, consider becoming a patron of the show. That's all you had to do. Also, for those of you that have businesses, for those of you that have little business, you want to become a sponsor on the show, just like the Fragrance Shop Memphis, inbox me on Facebook if you want to. I'm about to type that in. I think most of you are my Facebook friends. Most of you are, but if not, that is, well, here's my Facebook handle. It's my name, but there it is there for you. There it is right there. That's my name. Go to Facebook, dial that in, inbox me, become my friend. And if you want to be a sponsor of my show, we can talk about it and we'll get everything hooked up. We can advertise your business on this show. I have no problem with it. I love helping people. Want to see everybody come up. And this is a platform that you can use for your business. So whatever you want to do, we're here for you. This is the Big Time Show. Listen, I will see you guys on Saturday. I hope something happened between now, but as Wendy just told me, let me look and see. Got my phone out. Y'all might want to check your phone out. Let's see if we can look together. Let me see if I see any breaking news. Here we go. Well, Dak Prescott still not signed. I'm tired of ending my show this way in depression and and downtrodden. I'm tired of this. Somebody need to do something, man. I just want to see my guy get paid. I can't stand it. But I'm out of here. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you for lending me here for a little while. We'll see you Saturday at 3:00 p.m. Central Time for another edition of You Know What. This is the Big Time Show.